This podcast contains themes that are unsuitable for younger listeners and parental guidance is advised.
We've got to keep moving on there, get us! These weapons are shit! Now we've got to rescue John. Now can't believe you took my child. It's now 30 years.
The hyperdrive was fully repaired and restored into full working order. We were getting ready to depart the space station. The systems were all powering up on the spaceship. The loading bay ramp had shut. We're firing up the engines, and then all of a sudden, an alarm sounded on the computer. And on the view screen's heads-up display, an image of the old man appeared. It said genetic match, and it started to scroll through a load of images of people until it stopped onto that of a pretty young lady with blonde hair. Genetic match kept flashing, and the engines cut off. They cut off all on their own. "What's going on?" I said. Anna looked. "That's his daughter. We pre-programmed that if there's a genetic match to let us know, and we're not leaving until we get the old man's kid back." "Right. How do you guys want to do this then?" "Well, hold up 2 seconds," said Anna. "It's showing that all the people that she's with, there's like 6 Nephilim there." "What?" I said. 6 Nephilim with her, so there's 7 of them. 7 Nephilim. And we don't know what side they're on, do we? "Well, they're going to be on the Anunnaki side," said Chi-Chi. "They always are." The man in black said, "Yeah, she probably is. They took her off me as a child. They took her off me, and who knows what brainwashing they've raised her into. But I've got to get her. I've got to get my daughter back." He slid on his Anunnaki computer onto his wrist and downloaded the information from the main computer of the ship, so at least then he can prove who he was to his little girl, who's not so little no more. Bearing in mind, the old man has been genetically altered to be younger because of the nanites, and it looks like his daughter has as well, because let's face it, his daughter would be in her late 20s and she looks like she's 17 or 18, so they've obviously youthed her, or she's youthed herself, one or the other. But that's how old she looks, and she must have had these nanites put in her to give her more life, to extend her life, and to keep her looking forever young. "You come with me, yeah? Girls, you stay here. Just keep the engine ticking over, because we might have to get out of here quickly." Okay, I said. "Right, let's get armed up. And you, leave that goddamn mace here. I don't want it being messy. It's got to be surgical," said the old man, who's not so old no more. "Okay, that's fine. I'll leave the mace. Right, now I can use the weapons. Let's just go there with our pistols, and we just play this discreet and safe." "Okay. Where are they?" said the man in black. Chicha replied, "According to the ship's sensors, they're in the bar that we was in yesterday." "Right. Okay, let's get there now. Let's hotfoot it. Let us know on the radio if they leave, yeah? Just let us know exactly where they go." Anna's like, okay. So the old man and myself, we start running out of the ship and down the loading bay ramp. Then we started running along the concourse into the promenade and started running down to the far end of the promenade where the bar was, and they were still there. "Wait a second," said the old man. "Calm ourselves down and let's get in there, okay?" "Okay," I said. "We're going to be the only humans other than 7 of them. Well, Nephilim. Well, it doesn't matter," I said. "Look, bottom line is, you're as much human as I am, yeah? You just got a genetic marker to use these weapons and tech, and I've got a wristband that lets me do it as well, okay? So, don't worry about that. We're all human here." We walked through the bar, and we approached the group of 7 Nephilim. The old man was like, They all turned around from their whatever conversation they were having. The old man pressed a button on his wrist computer, and it showed the genetic match data with the young lady's face and his face. "You're my daughter," he said. She looked. "You're not my father," she said. "My father was not here. My father let my mother die." "That's a bit cold," I said. That's very goddamn cold. The old man put his hand out and tapped me on the shoulder. We need to have a talk, said the old man. We need a talk. Are your friends able to leave you for a moment so we can actually talk? One of the Nephilim men, he stepped in front of her. You leave my wife alone, he said. I know who you are. You're the monster that goes around shooting our brethren. You're the monster that goes around killing our masters. You're the monster who's on the run from the Emperor. And also, you're the same man that should be dead. How you survived and got youthed by nanites, we will never know. You should be dead. But you, oh you, he pointed towards me. You're going to be my prize. Well, you're not one of us, and you're defenseless. Really, I said. Really? Well, come and fucking get me. If I'm that fucking defenseless, how about you just get me in a fist fight, I said, motherfucker. How fucking dare you? Come on. You want some of this? I'll fucking have you. The old man tapped me on the shoulder again. Don't. We don't want any trouble. I just want to talk to my daughter that they stole from me after they murdered my wife and her mother and beat the shit out of me. They beat the shit out of me when they whisked her away. They took you away from me, my little angel. Tabitha, listen to me. They stole you away from me. I did everything I could until I got overpowered when they shot your mother. Tabitha refused to speak. She started to tear up in her eyes. Please, you gotta come with me. You're my daughter. I started a resistance to get you back, and get you back is everything that I've been trying to do. And now I find you in the middle of deep space, doing God knows what with these pieces of shit who are traitor to our own people. Traitors, said another Nephilim. Traitors, you say? You're the traitors. We were made by the Anunnaki. We were there to be superior above the meat. The meat, I said. The fucking meat. You're as much human as I am. You just got a genetic marker to say that you can use fucking weapons and use technology. That's all you are. You're there to be slaves as well. You are a fucking slave. You're just a different type of slave, and you don't even get it, do you? He got over and in my face. You're the slave. You're the slave. And what happens to slaves who turn on their masters? They get executed. He went to pull out his gun, and I beat him to it. I was a quick draw and shot him in the face. There was a hole left there. A bloodless hole where it was all cauterized as the laser went and passed through his skull. He dropped down to the floor like a sack of shit. Oh, I'm sorry. That's one of your guns, isn't it? And I got to use it, and I'm not one of you. Ha! Guess what? I'm better than you. I weren't designed to be like you. I'm unique. I'm unique. I'm a full-fledged human, and I'm unique, I said. There was a bit of a tremble. He can use our... The old man stopped him. She's coming with me. Whether you like it or not, she's coming with me. No, I'm not, she shouted. No, I'm not. And she slapped the old man in the face. You need to fuck off and die, she said. You need to fuck off and die, and how dare you? I will find you, and I'm going to avenge my mother upon you, and I'm going to avenge the time that was taken away from me, from you, from my mother, because you got my mum killed. You killed my mum. They killed your mum. They all killed your mum, not me, said the man in black. You gotta understand. They shot your mum in the face. They killed her because I was trash in their eyes. I was a bastard child in their eyes. I was one of them, but yet I grew up like him. I grew up like him because my family, your ancestor, was knocked up by one of these pieces of shit, and they dumped her. They dumped her and left her to fucking rot. And then they came, when they came, they detected us. And because all over the years, My bloodline has been diluted down. And that's why they shot your mother, and then they took you away to try and get you to breed. You're nothing more than a fucking cow to them. They wanted to get your bloodline back more purified than ever by you getting children by one of these pieces of shit who are cowards. I mean, your friend got shot in the face and they've done nothing about it. They all just stood there like little bitches and they've done nothing about it. And you want to be with these pieces of shit, at least you can be a piece of shit with us, where we can at least get our homeworld back. We can fight to get our homeworld back. And these pieces of shit, every one of you who sided with the Anunnaki, you're all fucking traitors. You're all scumbags, yeah? You're all scum. And you, my darling child, you, Tabitha, you're us. You have to be one of us. She got into the old man's face and just spat at him. Don't do this, said the old man. Don't do this. Tabitha turned towards the exit and started to walk. Don't stop me, she said. Don't stop me. Listen, said the old man. I want you back in my life. You gotta come back with me. You have to come back with me. To die, said Tabitha. To die. We all know what you're up to, she said. We all know that you're gonna get killed in front of everyone. So let's just spare the embarrassment, shall we? Let's just spare the tantrums and dramas. We all know that you guys are on a suicide mission to try and get the Emperor. He said it himself. So why should I listen to you? Why should I come back into your life? Why should I? Because at the end of the day, if I come with you, you're just gonna die. I can't bear to see another person that's supposed to love me die in front of me for no reason. Another pointless reason. Tabitha, said the old man, we have to rescue our friend. We have to. And we have to fight the Anunnaki away from our world. We have to get our world back. But it was their world in the first place, said Tabitha. Nah, it was never their world. They conquered it, they took it, but it was our world. They made us, she said. They made us. I suggest you go. I suggest you go right now, because my friends, my fellow Nephilim, we will come after you. We will, because we have to, because we're loyal to the Empire. And plus you killed him. And she looked at me, and plus you killed him. And he's got a real powerful family. Really, I said. Really? Got a real powerful family? Well, it didn't do him any good, did it? He got killed by a human, by me, and you guys are all fucking pussies. I pointed at each and every one of those remaining Nephilim. I pointed at each and every one of them. Pussy, 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 pussy. You're all cunts. Come on then. Fucking come on. Come and get some, I said. Oh no, no. You're all pussies. If I fucking come across each and every one of you after today, you're dead. Fucking traitors. You leaving people like us to die, to become slaves. You're cowards. All of you should be on our side. You should all be on our side. Fucking wimps. Oh, we'll go with the superior people because they're our masters. Cunts. You're all cunts. Come on then, old man. Let's go. She ain't gonna come. She don't give a fuck about us. She don't give a fuck about our existence and your fight to try and get her back. She doesn't appreciate the sacrifices that you made. You got old. You got old fighting whilst no one else had the balls left to do it. You brought us back from the brink. And this silly little girl who is, how old are you now? Yeah? Late 20s? Who are you trying to fool with your nanites? The old man looked at me. What are you saying? Don't, I said. She's a disappointment. She's a goddamn disappointment. She should be with you straight away, without a shadow of a doubt. She should be with you, but instead she sides with them. She sides with them because she got brainwashed. There's nothing to her, and she's now being scared to join us, to take her rightful place by your side. to help free her own people, but no, she's just being a coward. And you old man, you made me like you. You made me like you. You've been a dad to me. You've been a dad to me, and I fought for you because I love you like my dad. My dad was taken away from me. My mum was taken away from me, and you stopped them from killing me. You protected me. You did what you could to keep me alive, and I fought alongside you, and your daughter can't appreciate that. Every time she insults you, she insults me. Tabitha began to cry and ran off. The old man shouted to her one last time. "We'll meet again," said the old man. "We will meet again, and hopefully my mission will be over and you get to come home. And if you do come home, you come back to the town that you came from, and you'll find me there. You will find me there." We both turned around to leave. We went to the exit opposite where the others were going towards, when one of the Nephilim decided he was going to be a smart ass and try and attack me. He pulled out his gun and fired, but I managed to dodge it, and I pulled out my gun one more time and shot him, this time in the dick. He fell to the floor, crying out in absolute agony and pain. "You want to shoot a man in the back, you piece of shit," I said. "You want to shoot a man in the back? If you're going to shoot a man in the back, you fucking kill him, motherfucker." I shot him in both of the knees. He had holes in his knees now, as well as his groin. All cauterized, no blood, just pain and agony. Absolute agony. He was crying like a little fucking bitch. And I shot him in both arms. Right on the elbows. Yet again, holes. Cauterized holes and pain. And I finished him off by shooting him in the head. Remember that, motherfuckers. You go for me, you make sure you fucking kill me. "Let's go, old man." And we returned back to the ship and took off. Thank you for listening. Please come back next week for the next episode. If you've enjoyed this podcast, why not check out our other podcast, A Tribute to Men That Hate Their Jobs, which is a brutal but witty portrayal of working a job you hate. In this podcast, there are themes explored in which happy workers simply wouldn't understand, unless they listen to these cautionary tales from a man that lost his ideal job because of the global pandemic. Be warned that this podcast contains strong and offensive language that some listeners may not want to hear. In addition, this podcast is not recommended for younger audiences. All our podcasts are available on YouTube. Just search for the Master X Media podcast channel. In addition, you can also find our podcasts on Amazon Music, Red Circle Podcasts, Stitcher and Spotify. We also have another YouTube channel called The X Review. This is a review and reaction channel. Not only is it on YouTube, but it is also on Brand YouTube, BitChute and Rumble. You can also find us on Facebook, Gab, Twitter and Parler. All the links are in the description below.